What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Kevin with Optimized Essentials, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you how sexual transmutation actually works, okay? If you've done any research at all, or if you looked into Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, you've looked online, if you learned about NoFap, semen retention, and you've just watched videos upon videos, read articles upon articles, and you still don't understand what sexual transmutation is, then this is going to be the video for you, okay? Now, before I begin, I want to mention that a lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is going to be taken directly out of my newly released program, Sexual Manifestation. You can read the first 2-3 chapters for free, and yes, free as in I'm going to sell you something towards the end, because if you like what I am sharing, if you like my knowledge, and you feel like I have the keys to unlock sexual transmutation for you, then you want to get the program. You want to invest and get the full version, because guys, I've been on semen retention for the past 8 months, and I've also done it before for 13 months straight. So I have a combined total year of two plus years of sexual transmutation, semen retention, and not to mention all the countless times that I've failed in between those streaks. So guys, I'm sort of a veteran when it comes down to sexual transmutation, semen retention, which is why I'm creating this video for you today, how sexual transmutation actually works, because you're probably confused. You probably don't know what to do, right? Do you just get horny and breathe that energy up your spine and hope for the best? Because I've tried that, guys. I've tried edging, right? Literally edging and breathing. Come on, transmute the energy. And really trying to take that raw sexual energy and transmute it, okay? In my experience, can it happen this way? Can you get yourself horny and sexually aroused and transmute your energy and diffuse it? Yes, you can. But the sexual transmutation I'm going to be discussing today is something that happens automatically, okay? You don't have to consciously transmute your energy unless you're in an environment where there's like a really pretty girl, or there's like a lot of people and you feel really aroused energetically, not sexually aroused, but energetically aroused, and you need to circulate that energy, then sexual transmutation through breathing is going to do wonders, okay? But the sexual transmutation I'm talking about today is going to be the rerouting of your sexual energy, meaning you don't even get sexual urges anymore. Does that mean you'll never get it? No, because once in a blue moon, I'll still experience it, but I no longer feel the incessant urge to always find someone to have sex with, or I don't have those strong urges to masturbate and beat my meat. Literally, it doesn't occur to me anymore. The only times I will only have sexual thoughts is if I'm somehow thinking about someone or something and I just think about sex. That's the only way it could come. It doesn't naturally emerge. I don't get cravings for sex anymore. And that's when you know you have successfully transmuted your sexual energy, because you've created the new, I call it, energetic pathways for your energy to be transmuted. Now, this comes with a lot of practice, comes with a lot of willpower, it comes with a lot of failure in order to achieve, but I will describe to you what sexual transmutation is completely and thoroughly, so that you can fully understand how this power works, because guys, it's real. But I also want to read something from Napoleon Hill's his classic, Think and Grow Rich, because when people read this, I can understand why they get confused, and I can understand why I got confused, okay? So this is the very first beginning of his chapter. He says, okay, right here. Sexual transmutation is simple and easily explained. It means a switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. Now, yes, that's simple, but how do you do that, right? How do you go from wanting sex, right, wanting to always masturbate, watch pornography, to having thoughts of another nature? Again, do you arouse yourself and then think those thoughts? Or do you just naturally, have those thoughts to begin with? In my experience, it's the latter, okay? Meaning, when you successfully transmute your sexual energy, it doesn't go through the route of feeling a sexual like pressure in your genitals, and you're just like, oh, I gotta fuck something, right? I gotta let it out. I gotta ejaculate. I gotta watch pornography. I gotta do something about it. That already means it's kind of too late because the energy has been lodged in your sexual organs. Successful transmutation, in my experience, through the practice of these 6 pillars of supreme sexual energy that I write about in my program, is allowing that energy to circulate throughout your body and allow it to permeate and invigorate every cell, every organ, every energy center of your body, right? The 7 chakras, so that you are vibrating at an exceedingly high level. Because if you read Napoleon Hill's Think and Go Rich, he talks about the 10 mind stimulants, with sex, love being at the top of it, right? But if you're like most people, if you're like me, you'll make the mistake that you have to always be turned on in order for that energy to be transmuted. That is not the case, okay? So the definition of transmutation, right? What is that word inside? What does it sound like? Transform and mutation, right? Transmutate. So to transform and to mutate that energy means that you're turning it to something else. In essence, alchemy, right? But here's the thing. In the beginning, you do have to use willpower, as he mentioned. It requires a lot of willpower to alchemically transform your sexual energy from a lower base desire, right? Stuck in the lower energy centers, to transform it up and out into different means. Because when I started doing transmutation, or before I started transmutation, the energy that flows in through the body, the conditioned energetic pathway is boom, out. As soon as you feel the pressure cooker fill up in the genitals or in the sacral chakra, essentially what happens is it wants to express itself outwards, right? But through semen retention, through sexual transmutation, the practice of the principles that I share in my program, you circulate that energy throughout your body, through breathing, through movement, through proper hydration and nutritional intake, right? Through these practices, you allow that energy to build and circulate. And as it circulates through your body, it naturally rises into higher essence, right? It vibrates higher because that's the essence of Kundalini, right? It awakens your Kundalini, right? Think of it like this. Your Jing, your sexual energy, is like an ice block, okay? Think of that, that's your like reservoir of sperm, okay? It's just Jing. It's like a storehouse of energy inside of your lower energy chakras, right? More specifically, your kidneys and your sexual organs. This is where your sexual energy is first felt and you know, where it manifests, right? But when you transmute this energy, when you allow this energy to rise, so to say, it starts to evaporate. It starts to become liquid, right? That's chi circulating throughout the body, right? Blood, all that energy flowing throughout your body. And then when you really harness transmutation and you breathe in prana, you circulate the energy and you allow it to vibrate even more by bringing more life force into your body. Now that chi turns into, I wouldn't say prana, but it turns into like steam, right? It turns into a higher vibrational energy, also known as spirit. That's why the traditional Chinese medicine talk about the 3 treasures: Jing, Qi, and Shen. Shen is spirit, right? Your Shen is how bright does your soul, your spirit burn. That's why when you do sexual transmutation, you have a lot of sexual energy, but that's just your essence. That's your spirit. That's your power as a man that's speaking throughout you, right? When you have no energy, no power, no essence, you are at a lower level of being. That doesn't mean you're lesser than. It just means the people who are stuck in the lower energy centers are consumed, blocked, and living at a lower level of consciousness. Now, is that necessarily wrong, so to say? No, it just means people are in a different grade. Meaning when you go through kindergarten to middle school to high school to college, people are at different stages in life. So when you're stuck at a lower level desire, lower level way of living, you're focused on those 3 energy centers, right? Your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus. The root chakra is associated with base level desires not base level desires, safety and security, base level safety and security. Do I have a home? Do I have water? Do I have shelter? Do I have clean air, right? In my program, in the free section, I made the comparison between Maslow's hierarchy of needs and our and our 7 chakras. Each one of those correspond to each other, right? The base level physiological needs corresponds to the root chakra. And then the second after that, I believe it was after physiological, I kind of forgot. Safety and security, and then I believe it was like self-esteem, but I'll post an image up. After that is your personal power, is your sacral chakra, or your sexuality and creativity. So now you want to start bonding with people, right? You want to start creating relationships. You want to start creating a community. You want to feel like you belong. You want to have things that you create, that you contribute. And then after that, you move up a level to solar plexus, where you focus more on your esteem needs, right? So these 3 sections are dominated by, the lower energy centers. So when you're living in these lower energy centers and they're blocked or they're imbalanced, then what ends up happening is you start to manifest what's within those categories. It's not until you learn how to, breathe into your body and circulate that energy throughout your body that it starts to hit your heart chakra, that it starts to hit your throat chakra, right? Your third eye, your crown, and beyond. So that's when you bring this energy out, up, and out. And then the energy that comes in, you circulate it, okay? So the essence of sexual transmutation is to allow the energy that builds through your body, right, from the lower energy centers, allow that to be transformed through the practices that you engage in, like breathing, nutrition, movement, breath work I already mentioned, but a lot of these practices, these fundamental practices, help circulate and transform your energy so that it's not just lodged in the sexual organs, so that you don't just always feel impulses to ejaculate, to have sex, to seek out things, right? That's your sacral chakra and root chakra, right? You want desire, right? Desire and personal power. I'm going to make this happen. I have my, house, I have my wealth, I have my safety met. Now I want to go out and do things, right? I want to create, I want to bond with people, I want to share love, I want to give love. And that's ruled or dictated by your sacral chakra and also your solar plexus. So when these two are imbalanced because you eat too much, or you eat too much junk food, you eat too many things that overexcite it, now you have a bunch of energy just in those lower energy chakras, and you can't transmute the energy. There's too much pressure here. So you keep on exerting it. You keep on releasing your jing, right? If you keep on releasing your jing, you are depleting your life force. But when you conserve your life force through semen retention, and then you allow that energy to be circulated through the practices and disciplines that I share, you now allow that energy to rise and permeate, again, every cell, every energy center of your body. Now you don't have to worry about transmuting your sexual energy. You only need to worry about transmuting it when you are in an environment where it's like you don't want to get roused and you just have a lot of sexual energy that you need to circulate throughout your body. But typically that energy will automatically transmute, circulate itself, and it will permeate everything that you do. So everything that you do becomes sexualized with your energy. Right now, you can argue or say that I'm using my sexual energy to produce this video, because sexual energy is basically the energy that is unique to you, right? Your unique sexual energy is your unique energetic vibrational signature. When you have a lot of you energy, you can be described to say you have a lot of sexual energy, right? Replace sexual energy with life force. You have a lot of vigor, vitality flowing through you. That's just simply, you have a lot of life force energy. But people make the error of believing that it's just sexual energy is like what you feel down there. Look, I'll read this from right here. Okay. Napoleon Hill. He says, the motion of sex brings into being a state of mind. Because of ignorance on the subject, this state of mind is generally associated with the physical, and because of improper influences to which most people have been subjected in acquiring knowledge of sex, things essentially physical have a highly biased the mind. So basically what he's saying, excuse the thing, essentially what Napoleon Hill is saying in this excerpt is that People associate sexual energy with purely the physical means. That's why he describes it as the mystery of sexual transmutation. He wants people to do research. He wants people to look into sexual energy, because sexual energy isn't just the energy you feel in your sexual organs. That sexual energy that you feel in your sexual organs is merely energy stuck at these sexual organs. But when you transmute that energy, now it can rise to the sacral chakra, to the root, to the solar plexus, to the heart chakra, to the throat chakra, to the third eye, to the crown. What do you call sexual energy, or just energy at your solar plexus? Well, that's someone with a lot of personal power, that has a lot of willpower to make things happen, okay? What do you call that sexual energy when it's stuck in your heart, or when it's filled up in your heart? Well, you call that person someone who's very compassionate, very loving, very kind. What do you call that energy when it's at the throat? Well, that person is very expressive. Maybe they're a singer. Maybe they're very artistic in the way they express their individuality. Now, what do you call that energy when it's stuck in your third eye? Well, that guy is very woke, right? He could see things. He's very intuitive. Maybe they have telepathic abilities. Maybe they can communicate telepathically. Maybe they can read people's mind. They can think and hear and see things that other people can't see. And then what do you call that person who has their crown chakra opened up? Well, maybe they're very connected to the universe. Maybe they get a lot of downloads. Maybe they're very receptive to the energies of the universe, right? Now, what do you call the person who has every single chakra open and balanced and fully alive and vital? What do you call that person? Well, you call that person an enlightened being, or you call that person the awakened one, right? Essentially, that's what it is. Sexual energy is energy felt at the sexual organs, and energy that is at each energy center is described as so. But when you stigmatize sexual energy to just that lower energy centers, now you're confining yourself in a box, which is why most people can't understand what sexual transmutation is. It's basically not allowing your energy to escape through those lower chakras, allowing to build up, circulate, and transform into other powers of the human mind and body, guys. Okay, so I hope you understood better what I mean by that, because I'm gonna make a ton of videos here on out discussing semen retention, sexual transmutation, nofap, how to manifest with your sexual energy, because once you allow this energy to build up and circulate and transform throughout your body, you become a different person altogether, guys. Look, I'm a living testament of this. Just look back at my videos 1 year from now, or 1 year ago, and then look back at my videos from 1 year from now, or 2 years from now, if you're watching this from the future, and I promise you, you'll see the change, because this energy, when it's not escaping, it's being utilized for higher purposes. When the lower desires aren't necessarily being suppressed, but they're being transformed into higher desires like success, fame, wealth, prosperity, skill set. Now you have more power, because instead of always wanting to get things physically, you get things out here in a higher nature, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I got a lot of videos coming your way. If you have any questions about sexual transmutation, semen retention, nofap, how to stay on nofap, how to stay on semen retention, if you want any of these questions answered, let me know down below. And also, again, get the free program. Even if you don't buy the full version, at least you understand the basics of how sexual transmutation work, so that you have the framework behind how to build from here on out. And then I also encourage you to, of course, get the full version, because look, I spent a lot of years failing. I spent a lot of money learning from other people. And also I spent a lot of time, effort, energy trying to figure this puzzle out. That's why it's called the mystery of sexual transmutation. And through my accumulation of years of experience, I put it into this program, so it will condense your years into months, and you will get results beyond your wild imagination, okay? And if you do not get 10x your results, if you don't feel like you've gotten 10x your value, in fact, if you don't feel like you've found opportunities to make 10 times more than you paid me in 6 months, send me a message and I'll give you your money back for free, and you can keep the program, because guys, I'm that confident in what I'm teaching, and I know it will change your life, okay? So have a good one, guys. I'm out. See you in the next video. Peace.